Aloha, beautiful souls. Welcome to another episode of A Better World with Adrienne. I am Adrienne, and I'm excited to drop in with you today about this topic, the soul perspective, how to ace Earth School. So I have been getting interviewed on podcasts a lot recently, which if you are listening and you have a podcast and you want me to be interviewed on your podcast, you want to co-create something, reach out to me because that's something that I'm really excited about and focusing on right now. I have been really it's been coming up again and again, similar themes on these podcasts because the topic that I'm talking about a lot is New Earth, birthing New Earth, like what is New Earth, and I'm realizing I have very specific codes on this. And it's not that I didn't know that. However, it's just a theme that I'm being recognized for by other people. And I felt inspired to just do a podcast on this because it's so important to have a powerful perspective as we move through this life, as we move through this creation, as the world shatters, as the world up levels. It's like we're dying and being reborn like every day, all day. It's like a whole thing. So, yeah, I'm excited to channel this episode with you, for you, and just make magic today. So, before I begin, let us call upon the altar. The altar is how we say thank you in advance to Spirit. I have a white and purple tinted rose on my altar. I have baby's breath on my altar, and it's representing new beginning, fresh perspective, purification. The tint of purple is really the angelic realm. It really is the purple of the third eye being opened. I have Ganesha on the altar. Ganesha is the remover of obstacles, removing all obstacles between you and your highest self, me and my highest self, all obstacles between us and our dreams and our visions, and truth and love for all people. I have a rose quartz. I have a blue chalcedony on the altar for truth. Truth, truth, truth. Truth above all. Truth is the highest expression of love. So we have a lot of truth, power, and obstacles being removed on the altar. And the final piece of our altar is the element of air, where you, me, and every single person listening to this episode, we take 3 breaths together to connect our energy. This is what makes this not only a podcast, a transmission. So shake out your arms, shake out your legs. No matter what you're doing, just tune in and be here now. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. Yeah, and I just invite you to make some blow through your lips and make that sound. It's so healing to just exhale and sigh. Sighing is a powerful way to alter the state of your vessel. Inhale through your nose. This time, feeling your eyes open like brand new eyes, brand new color, brand new texture, brand new vision. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through your nose. Open up your ears. Feel the divine white light covering your whole body, blessing you, me, and all of us for the highest timeline and good of all. Hold because you can. Bring an intention into this space. So why did you press play? Exhale out the mouth. All right, my loves. I'm excited for this episode. Blink open your eyes, come back, and the portal is open. How to Ace Earth School. from the soul perspective. So I'm going to share my perspective, my beliefs, what I know from my shamanism, my spiritual path, everything for what happens when we come into this lifetime, what Earth School is to me, and then key ways for how to ace Earth School. Now, before we start right out of the gate, I just want to share that acing Earth School is not about perfection. Acing Earth School is like, I'm going to define what acing means. In our society, in current culture, acing means like you get a perfect score, right? You get a perfect score, you get straight A's. There can be a lot of perfectionism with it. And when it's a loose definition, it just, you excel, right? You excel. And we are here for excellence in Earth School. We are here for excellence in this portal, this lifetime when we come to Earth, right? So I'm excited to share on this. And yeah, it's really important to gain this perspective. The more that the world changes and the more that things open and unlock, and there's a lot of darkness being exposed at the time of this recording. There's a genocide happening at the time of this recording. There's all of these challenges that will continue as we open New Earth. And I also invite you to this perspective of remembering that we are in Earth School. This is a playground. We are here to ace it, and ace it from the soul perspective. So the soul perspective is really, really important to be in consistent communication and connection with throughout your life, because then things that happen in your life will be through a certain set of eyeglasses, right? If we come through the human lens, many times we end up in fear, we end up in we're always in uncertainty. We end up in doubt, we end up in all of these lies and cages that we don't realize we're putting ourselves in, right? When we come from the soul perspective and we consistently return to the soul perspective, it's like, okay, from a soul perspective, like, this is the way I'm choosing to see this. This is the way I'm experiencing this. These are all the things, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and that's how it's going to go. So this is how you can stay in your power in this lifetime, is staying in the soul perspective. So the soul perspective is basically what I believe and know to be true for me. And in all my studies and just what I know in my experiences with the other side and the unseen realm, is that our souls on the other side, before we come to Earth, first of all, if you are here on Earth right now, your soul chose to incarnate right here, right now, for a very specific divine assignment. So this is a key time on planet Earth, and your soul came right here, right now, with a very specific divine assignment. Okay? Our souls on the other side, we line up and we're like, okay, I'm going to Earth, I'm accepting this mission, and we choose our bodies, we choose our human, we choose our family, we choose life circumstances that are going to accelerate our soul's growth. Like, the reason we come to Earth is for our soul to grow. That's literally the point. It's our soul's growth. So our past lives are when we bring our experience, we bring our just experience and our wisdom from past lives into this lifetime. So if there are things that you feel really, really good at, things that you feel really, really comfortable with, a lot of people will use the term old soul, right? So an old soul is just someone who's done a lot of lifetimes, and they have a lot of wisdom that they carry into this life. That's what an old soul is. Now, with the soul perspective, your soul's on the other side and you're like choosing, you're like, okay, I'm going to come back to earth at this time. I'm just going to use myself as an example. And I'm going to choose this human. They're going to name her Adrian, and she's going to have these qualities, and she's going to do this and this and this. For me, I have a lot of very things that come naturally to me that I've also chosen to hone in this lifetime. Like, I come from a bloodline of sound healers. I've been a sound healer in a past life. Okay. I have been a musician in this life. I do mindful music, which is a form of sound healing. Like, that's all part of this lifetime. And I bring that into this lifetime. Now, so we choose to come here and we incarnate, and we choose our parents, we choose our challenges, we choose all of these things. And we also come in with all of this wisdom and all of this experience from past lives. Now we have wisdom from past lives. And then we also have experiences from past lives that might not make logical sense in this lifetime. And then when you realize that you have a past life experience, you're like, oh, it makes so much sense why, like, I'm weirdly afraid of this. Like, I know someone who they were so afraid of water, like deep water. They were so afraid of deep water, dark water, like they were terrified of water, which is like the direct opposite of me. Like the moment I was born, I literally, like when I was a baby, I would just like run into pools, and adults would have to jump in after me. um, this person was deathly afraid of water, and come to find out she had a healing, she had a past life regression, which, if you don't know what a past life regression is, it's when someone takes you into a hypnotic state and they are a psychic person, and they show you and lead you to experiences in your past life to be aware of and to heal, so they no longer influence your choices in this life. And so she had a past life regression, and come to find out she had died by drowning in a past life. And once she knew that, it totally dissipated her fear. It totally dissipated her fear. And she was a previous client of mine. And so we did breath work just to clear it, to release it. And then she's like, oh my God, I went in deep water and it was amazing and it was fun. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. And so past lives influence us, whether we like it or not. That's why so many people are influenced by the lives that they were burned at the stake for being openly powerful and magical. That's why so many people are scared to speak the truth right now. That's especially women. That's why there's so many people that are really, really just challenged with being openly powerful and magical, because this literally wasn't safe to do in past lives. So you bring in past life, the wisdom and some of the stuff that you might get to heal. And also it's just noting, and part of the soul perspective is, my soul chose everything. My soul chose everything in this life, and everything in my life I've called in specifically to help me grow. Everything I've called in specifically to help me grow. So it really puts things into perspective, whether you're having an amazing day, whether you're having the hardest day of your life. It's like, it's not about bypassing your feelings or bypassing the current reality. It is, however, always tapping into and remembering that your soul chooses everything, and it's for your deepest growth. So the whole point of your life in this lifetime is to remember who you are. And who are you? You are a limitless source. You are abundance. You are unconditional love. You are worthy beyond measure. Your worthiness cannot be tampered with. Worthiness cannot be given or taken. It just is. Because you exist, you are worthy. And so we come and we incarnate on earth because our biggest soul's growth is to remember that there's all these structures here on earth that seek to make us forget that we're worthy, or try to make us believe in scarcity, that there's not enough, or, oh, like, don't follow that, your creativity, and don't do that, and don't do this. The whole point of Earth School is to remember who you are, remember love, remember abundance, remember limitless potential, remember your power to create again and again and again and again. So when you tap into this soul perspective, that's when you can ace Earth School. Because Earth School is just like, if you think about it, your soul comes here. And if you have not seen the Disney movie Soul, the Pixar, highly, highly, highly recommend that movie. It is so inspiring. It basically describes a guy's like NDE, which is near death experience. And then he goes on this whole journey with other souls on the other side. And then he comes back, and it's like, it's really, really fun and magical. And honestly, like, that's very Earth School too, because it's animated. It's very playful and childlike. How to ace Earth School, the first thing, like, this is the core of all of it. You ready? It's consistently remembering who you are. Know thyself, right? Know who you are. You are a limitless child of the stars. You are a limitless child of source. You are worthy. You are loved beyond measure. Anything you desire, you can have. In fact, you are destined to create it. The biggest challenge with Earth School is that our mind and our ego and our nervous system will hijack us, and then we'll forget. We'll be like, oh my gosh. And then that, when you go into fear, that's when you're forgetting, right? Oh my gosh, I forgot that I'm worthy. I forgot that I'm loved. I forgot that I have the power to create. I forgot. And it's not about like, oh, when you remember you're powerful, then everything immediately shifts. I mean, it does shift. However, it's the choices you make from that point. Energy is becoming increasingly more important. Like way, way, way more important. The energetic frequency you hold, the thoughts, and just your embodiment is becoming increasingly more important in Earth School, because the energy is shifting, the energy is changing. You know, we're all connecting on these different realms of the internet and our in-person experience. And it's just a huge time of massive rearrangement. Things are shattering and things are being built at the very same time. It's like, it's a really powerful time to be in Earth School. And so it's really this mastery. It's this personal self-mastery of the inner game of remembering who you are and gaining mastery of manifestation and creation. That's how you ace Earth School. And you do it from the soul perspective, right? Because none of us can make a dream. None of us can heal. None of us can up-level. None of us can make a contribution. None of us can be happy, be our real self, if we haven't mastered manifestation and creation. Like, and it's a skill set. So that's a skill set to master in Earth School. How do you ace Earth School? Master manifestation, master creativity, master the process of remembering who you are and staying in the soul's perspective. So even when like the most challenging thing in your life is happening, you can be going through it and you can allow yourself to alchemize your emotions. I have a whole podcast episode on feeling your feelings. So go listen to that if you want more on that. It's incredibly important to not bypass the feelings and not be at the mercy of them. You can not bypass while also not being at the mercy of your emotions, right? When I think about the idea of Earth School, it's this playground. It's this oh my gosh, we're here and like look, there's trees and there's dolphins and there's technology and there's music and there's other people and oh my gosh, I'm going to have the most fun time ever. And how can I just have the most fun on this playground and just be creating and just remember that I am a creator. I am a soul in a human body who's here to create. And it's this dance and it's this playful energy of, okay, I'm a soul from a different dimension, and I come here to Earth because I'm here to grow. I came to Earth to grow. I came here to advance humanity and advance this planet. And it's this dance of like, how can I bring the unseen into the scene? How can I bring things from the 5D into the 3D? And it's this dance and it's this delight and it's this play and it's this like not taking life too freaking seriously and also being serious as a heart attack of like, okay, there's things going on in the world that are really real and important, and using that as fuel for the vision, using that as fuel for unconditional love, using that as fuel for living your purpose, living your dharma, living your destiny, okay? Using all of that. So it's this dance between the seen and the unseen and the seen. Like I literally, so just one example. I ask for signs all the time from the other side, all the time. And whether you call it God, universe, source, spirit, I ask my guides. So one of my biggest guides is my Nana, Sally. She was my mom's mom, and now she's one of my most important guides. She always shows up in a cardinal. And this very morning, I asked for a sign because I was in a choice point and I'm like, okay, there's just like my bandwidth for uncertainty is growing, right? My bandwidth for uncertainty is growing. And I said, okay, I need a sign. Just show me a sign. And the very next email that I opened, and it was a random email, it was in my personal email, and it was this, I don't know, I'm subscribed to a bunch of email lists, and I opened it, and it literally had the two exact words for what I was asking about in there. And I was like, okay, well, I guess that's a yes. And it was just like so powerful and so immediate. And it's like when you build that lifelong relationship with spirit, um, it's you know what it is? It's your relationship with yourself as well. Like you have this whole crew on the other side helping you. And when you remember that you are them because you are a limitless soul, and like there's so much stuff that you can do here on earth that you can't do in other forms. Like you can't hug someone in other realms. You can't like taste food. You can't like jump in the ocean, like all of these like very earthly, five earthly senses things. And if you want to go into the astrology of this, the way you experience the five earthly senses is going to be the Taurus part of your chart. I'm a Taurus rising, so I know that very, very well. And yeah, it's just important. It's important. The way to ace Earth School is staying in the soul perspective, because you remember that you're a soul. You remember that the whole time it's just about remembering who you are and acting unapologetically with joy from that place. And then also knowing that you're in this dance between the seen and the unseen. The unseen and the seen. Okay, you're plucking your ideas out of the 5D and bringing them into the 3D. You're communicating with the other side, right? And it doesn't happen overnight. It's just like any kind of relationship. But once you get used to it, and once you get good at it, and once you are in this wave of manifestation and creativity and all of this stuff, it's like, okay, let's do it. Let's create. I'm going to blow the lid off this thing because there's no limit to what I can create in this life. And it's such a beautiful thing. And knowing that it's a school. So what is a school? A school is where you go to learn. A school is where you go to grow. A school is where you receive lessons. And so we're going to receive lessons our whole life. And so the way to move through the lessons is remembering this soul perspective and then acting in alignment for your highest potential, for your highest growth, and always in alignment with your deepest dreams. Always in alignment with your deepest dreams. So one of my mantras, and this came from the book The Alchemist. So if you don't know, The Alchemist is written by Paulo Coelho. And he is such a beautiful story of resilience because he wrote that book and then it was denied for decades. Like people wouldn't publish it. It flopped on the book charts. It just was like a total like quote unquote failure. And then it got picked up by the correct person later on down the line. And it's been a New York Times bestseller ever since. So if you have any doubt in your dream right now, remember that story. Like, especially when you're doing things really innovative and pushing the needle, and people might not get it right away. And this is really tapping into that soul perspective because it's like, okay, what would you rather, if it's not working right away, that's showing that you're playing a game with the universe of like, okay, this is the road ahead. Do I still believe in this? Like, is it worth it? Like, is my dream worth it? Because failure is part of it. And that's part of your soul growth, is like moving through failure, right? So I made up this mantra because it's a combination of the messages from that book, but it is follow the omens and make your own decisions. Follow the omens and make your own decisions. So follow the omens is follow your intuition, follow the patterns you're seeing, follow the nudges from spirit, follow the signs. When you're in this soul perspective, you realize that you're never alone. People that tell me that they struggle with loneliness, most of the time they're very, very disconnected from their soul, from the soul perspective, and from the other side and this web designed to support them. Because when you are in touch with that and you are in communication with that all the time, you get omens. You get omens, you get signs, you get red lights and green lights, you get all of this stuff. And then you're like, okay, and what I really view it as, the universe obviously has such an intricate plan that we are not privy to for our whole life, right? Like we do our part, we show up, and then the universe is like, okay, I'm going to orchestrate this and this and this, and it's all going to come together like this. And wow, like this is like going to blow their mind. And it's actually pretty thrilling and surprising when we look back on it. Like looking back, we're like, wow, like I never could have planned that, I never could have planned that. I never could have done any of that. And so following the omens, you're like honoring the force. You're honoring the force that is guiding you, guiding all of us as we're here in Earth School. Now, the second part of this, I say follow the omens and make your own decisions. So making your own decisions is vital, vital, vital to trusting your soul, trusting yourself, respecting yourself, and loving yourself. The biggest block I see is self-trust and self-respect, which turns out create self-love, right? Self-love and self-respect, or self-trust and self-respect, is built from making your own decisions. If you are going to people around you and asking them what decision to make, not listening to your heart, like all of these things, even if you make a quote unquote wrong decision, you're going to learn your process for decisions, right? So it's really, really, really important. Follow the omens. Yes, you're in co-creation with the universe, with spirit, with source all the time here in Earth School. And then you're making your own decisions. You're like, okay, I see the omens. Here are the lessons. Here's the truth of my soul. I make this decision. And it's like, what's the next correct decision? What's the next correct decision? What's the next correct decision? Okay. Because the universe isn't going to give you a 5-year plan. You're going to formulate those things on your own and choose your dreams and choose your goals on your own. And then it's all about what's the next correct move based on the omens. Follow the omens and make your own decisions is huge for Earth School. And then the other thing is like, you are the bridge. You are the rainbow road between the 5D and the 3D. You are. You really, really are. You are the rainbow road between 5D and 3D, 5D and 3D, 5D and 3D. And so it's like, boom, I get this idea, I bring it down. Boom, I get this idea, I bring it down, and you make it real in the earthly plane. This is Earth School. This is manifestation. This is creativity. So, this episode, I hope that, the intention is that it really just sparks a different perspective for you, for life, for anything that you're going through right now, anything in your leadership, anything in your spiritual journey. If you're going through something really hard, if you're going through something really amazing, if you're experiencing all of it, like, how can you tap into the soul perspective? And how can you use this to ace Earth School? Because like your one job in this life is to ace Earth School. And ace means you excel. That means you live your potential. That means you live as the real you. That means you remember who you are and create what only you can create. That's what this all means. So I really invite you to sit with this idea and really just discover, okay, what's the Earth School soul perspective of this right now? And how did I call this in for my soul's growth? It's not like, oh, this is happening to me. This is happening for me. It's like, I literally called this in to grow. That's the soul's perspective. And then when you alchemize it, you just like metabolize it as fuel and you keep going and you keep learning and you keep leveling up. And it's such a magical life. And when you remember it's Earth School, it's like, okay, Earth School, we're out here just creating and learning and growing and building a world we're proud of. And that requires growth. So we're here on divine assignment and school, baby. That's the episode. That's the transmission. I would love to hear from you, how this landed for you. Let me know. Email me, message me on Instagram, tag me in your Instagram stories, share your biggest takeaway, and yeah, stay rooted in the soul's perspective of how to ace Earth School. Now, I have something really, really exciting to share. First, if you want to hop in and start working with me today on Earth School and get all the astrology, all the breath work, be in a cohort of ambitious Earth angels, join Angel Air. I drop audios like most days of the week. We have live classes, we have breath work, we have a whole vault. It's really, really amazing. And I would love to have you in that space. I also am starting to fill spots for my newest creation. It's called Big IRL 2025. And Big IRL 2025, which if you don't know, IRL stands for in real life, is my in-person all year transformation in 2025. So I am taking new Earth leaders from around the world, and we are doing a one-on-one mentorship mastermind hybrid, and we're doing 4 in-person immersions around the globe in 2025. So the first one's going to be in Sedona, and it's all on sacred land around the world. So you're going to come meet me and a small group of other amazing spiritual souls who are leading, loving, creating, transforming together. And you're going to come for activations, for healing, and for, if you think about it, it's like the dream days that I do. So I've done dream days on Maui. Right now I'm offering dream days anywhere in the world. Message me and we will create a dream day in your dream location. Like, it's so fucking epic. I love this life. For Big IRL 2025, it's going to be a small group of people that meet for 4 immersions throughout the year. The first one's going to be in Sedona at the spring equinox. The second one's going to be the June solstice on Maui. The third one's going to be abroad. I have not picked the location yet because I'm first want to see what's going on in the globe. Second, want to see the location of the people in the space because that will inform my decision. And then the final one is going to be in the mountains in North America. So either US or Canada, the mountains. So I'm really, really, really freaking excited about that. And this is a really big part of Earth School for me is like, I'm like, what do I want to create? What's fun? What's going to change people's lives? And I'm like, you know what changes people's life? When they get on a plane and they go get in a room in person and they have a peak spiritual experience. And so it's going to be on all these sacred lands. I'm going to do healing. I'm going to do coaching. If you're in the one-on-one hybrid, you will get a dream day with me at like in-person dream day. So it's a very high touch premium space that I'm really, really, really excited about. So if you're interested in the Big IRL 2025, so this podcast is dropping in mid-October, I'm enrolling right now. So in 2024, you're claiming your spot for 2025, and we're going to start in January. Now, depending on if you choose the one-on-one mastermind hybrid, or if you just choose the in-person immersions, you can do just the in-person immersions, or the hybrid's going to be like you have one-on-one Voxer with me and one-on-one call and a mastermind call every month. It's like total transformation, deep dive. Like 2025 is your quantum leap, like with me by your side the whole time. So yeah, we're enrolling right now and there's limited spaces, and the earlier you enroll, like there's more fun shit that you will get in 2024. Like I'm doing, deep dive calls with people. I'm gonna do a lot of surprises as 2024 continues for all the people who sign up for Big IRL 2025. So yeah, the link to that is in the show notes. It's application only, so submit your application and I will be in touch soon. That is this episode. Thank you so much for listening and being so devoted to A Better World with Adrienne. I love this podcast. I love you, and I love this life, and I'm grateful. So may you stay in this soul's perspective where it's just about remembering who you are and being them unapologetically and dancing through this place we call our home, Earth, and just master creation in Earth School. Share this episode with someone you feel like could need it, could really love it, could benefit from it. Go out there, make a stranger smile because it charges the whole field. And it's a really fun thing to do. And yeah, be the change, be the light, be the real you. Because Lord knows we need ya. Yeah. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.